Team Fortress 2 is a game that would be perfect for teenage girls. It's a game that promotes the senseless murder and acts of war between two teams whose only distinguishing trait is the color of their uniform. You can just imagine Jessica buying a blue dress and Alice buying an identical red dress and a bloodbath ensuing inside the department store. After all the dust settles, the two of them would stand up, wipe the dust off their heels, and have a good laugh about how moronic, senseless, and fun their little skirmish was. And believe it or not, that's about the most accurate descriptor I can find for Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2 also does an impeccable job at replicating what real war is like. No, I don't mean this is what shooting an AR-15 is like, or this is how to put a bandage on my now non-existent head. Team Fortress 2 takes place in some universe whose only sign of civilization seems to be coal mines and evil bad guy hideouts. Just like in reality, the politics behind the war for this universe, dubbed Manco, is sketchy, but then again it's not ours to question why, but rather do or die, and you'll be doing a lot of dying in Team Fortress 2. After picking one of 9 character classes that are actually horribly racist stereotypes that seem to possess some form of histrionic personality disorder, you'll take your first steps on the battlefield. With minimal on-screen help and an overabundance of extra HUD, you'll be sure to be killed by this bastard before anything else ever happens. The Spy is the last of 9 character classes and also the very first thing you'll ever learn to hate about this game. He's a character who can turn invisible thanks to his Inspector Gadget wristwatch and kill any player with a single stab to the back because, you know, rocket launchers and flamethrowers can't instantaneously kill people anymore. I know any Team Fortress 2 fan watching this right now probably wants to call me a noob or just someone who sucks at the game, but if there's one thing I can guarantee you that will happen to any and every player in Team Fortress 2 at some point or another is that you'll rage at the computer screen in the hopes that the guy on the other end will hear you. When your team sucks and the other team tramples all over you, it's normal to get a little pissed off, but Team Fortress 2 is different. Despite the Fairyland-type cartoon visuals and funny character classes, this is a highly competitive game that people tend to take way too seriously. You'll occasionally hear someone screaming through their headset as if their cutest puppy just got offered as a blood sacrifice to Satan himself. Plus, having the server play seasonal music or random sound effects through the game to further intensify the ADHD schizophrenic battlefield is always nice and relaxing. Sarcasm.
From you, sit on the toilet, here he comes, squeezing between your festive buns, a present from down below, spreading joy with a howdy ho. He's seen the love inside of you, 'cause he's a piece of poo.
You see, when you aren't busy raging at all the annoying aspects Team Fortress 2 hurdles at you like a line of obese people at McDonald's, you realize very quickly that Team Fortress 2 is actually a brilliant team-based shooter. The 9 classes offer diverse gameplay that any shooter fan can indulge upon, like an obese person at McDonald's. Each of the 9 classes are well balanced on their own with a slew of unlockable weapons and cosmetic items. However, the way some of these items are balanced is just downright stupid. Take the Zatoichi, I think that's how you say it, sword. Once it's drawn, you can't actually switch weapons again until you kill someone with it. What type of nonsensical balancing is that? I get that they need to keep the checks and balances in order, but preventing a player action so basic and necessary as switching weapons is just plain irritating. Also, it's arguable that the game is a Twitch-based shooter, like Counter-Strike or Call of Duty, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. With the exception of the sniper, you'll find success in killing your opponents by simply spamming your fire towards the bad guys and magically hitting someone's hitboxes. So, when you find yourself in a fair battle, with the winner is usually determined by who masturbates more since they can slam down on the mouse faster than you can. I know it sounds like I'm taking really lame pot shots at what is a great game. I do wholeheartedly recommend you go out and buy Team Fortress 2. To sum things up, Team Fortress 2 isn't a game so interesting that it'll be a conversation piece among gamers for years to come, but it's a faithful and reliable staple in the FPS world. So when Battlefield 4 crashes for the 700th time, or Call of Duty Ghost starts to become full of hackers, you know Team Fortress 2 is always an option and ready to provide you with some free, top-notch entertainment. It doesn't challenge the boundaries of gaming by any stretch of the imagination, nor does it really stand out too far from other class-based shooters, but that's its greatest strength. It does everything right without doing much of anything wrong. Get some friends, rocket jump to victory, and backstab that one friend you secretly hate. That's what Team Fortress 2 is all about.